The Power of Independence. Alice's Journey at 80. Chapter 1. Embracing the Freedom of Living Alone. Imagine reaching the age of 80, not defined by limitations, but empowered by freedom, independence, and a heart filled with joy. Alice, a vibrant elder with an unwavering spirit, challenges the common stereotypes about aging. Many believe that by the time someone reaches this age, their ability to care for themselves diminishes, leading to a reliance on others. But Alice has chosen a different path, one marked by strength, courage, and a profound self-reliance. Her life is not simply about growing older, it's about living fully and embracing every moment with a renewed sense of purpose. In the eyes of society, turning 80 is often seen as a significant milestone in life, one where people are expected to settle into a slower pace, perhaps lean more on family and give up certain freedoms. However, for Alice, 80 is just another year, another opportunity to live life to its fullest without sacrificing the freedom she so dearly values. Age is just a number, she states with a confident smile, brushing aside the typical concerns one might have about entering their 80s. It doesn't define whether I can live independently. Alice still chooses to live alone, despite her children's well-meaning invitations to move in with them. She politely declines every time, holding firm to her belief that her happiness stems from maintaining her independence. "I'm doing quite well on my own. No need to trouble the children," she laughs, her eyes sparkling with humor. "Living alone has been the happiest and most stable decision for me. No other way of aging compares to this freedom." Her declaration is both firm and warm. She believes that true happiness in old age shouldn't come from being cared for by children, but from an ability to manage oneself. The tranquility she finds in her solitude allows her to live at her own pace, free from the pressures of fitting into someone else's routine. Alice's stance is not just a defense of her autonomy, but an affirmation of her dignity. For her, living independently until her final days is the ultimate expression of happiness. Chapter 2. The Foundation of Self-Reliance. To truly understand Alice's approach to life, one must delve into her philosophy of self-reliance. This isn't a trait that suddenly appeared in her later years, but something she has nurtured throughout her life. Growing up in a family that prized independence, Alice learned at an early age that strength comes from within. "Look at me," she beams with pride, her energy palpable. "I'm 80, yet my hearing is still sharp, my eyes still bright, and I walk with a spring in my step. If I didn't say it myself, people would think I was just over 60. Her vitality is a testament to her lifestyle. Since her husband passed away a decade ago, her children have been persistently urging her to live with them, afraid she might suffer an accident if left alone. But Alice has made up her mind. For her, living freely in her own home is non-negotiable. She treasures her personal space, preferring the quiet of solitude to the bustling chaos of shared living. "Why should I move in with them? I love my freedom. Living on my own terms brings me peace. I don't want to be bound by my children's habits and expectations." The freedom to move through her home without restrictions is essential to Alice. She speaks of the discomfort of entering spaces in her children's homes where she feels she can't move or touch certain things, not out of fear, but out of respect for their rules. She laughs, brushing off the idea, "I can't understand that kind of restriction." Chapter 3. The Soup Analogy, Maintaining Distance for Harmony. As Alice reflects on her relationships with her children, she reveals a simple yet powerful analogy that shapes her approach to familial connections in her later years. "Keeping a distance with children is like a bowl of soup," she reflects. "Too close, and it burns the mouth. Too far, and it cools the heart." It's a balance she maintains with grace. Living apart keeps their relationships harmonious and free from the inevitable friction that comes with different habits and ideas. Alice is certain that living alone allows her to maintain her independence without causing unnecessary disruption in her children's lives. The wisdom behind her words speaks volumes about how Alice views intergenerational relationships. While many elderly parents seek comfort in proximity to their children, Alice finds peace in maintaining a respectful distance, allowing both her and her children the space to live their lives fully. Her decision to remain independent is not rooted in pride, but in a deep understanding of boundaries. Alice wants her children to live their lives without feeling the weight of caring for an aging parent. She's proud of their success and their ability to manage their own households, and she doesn't want to interfere. "I love them dearly," she says, "but I love them enough to let them be." Chapter 4. Health is everything. The key to independence. For Alice, independence and health are inextricably linked. Over the years, she has devoted significant time and effort to maintaining her physical well-being. She views her body as the foundation of her independence. If her health falters, so too will her ability to live on her own terms. "To keep my body strong, I've put in a lot of effort," she explains. "I've done a lot of research and even traveled to longevity villages to see how others managed to stay healthy into their old age." What Alice discovered on these journeys was simple yet profound. The elders in these villages, regardless of their age, couldn't sit still. They were always moving, working in the fields, tidying up their homes, or walking through the village. They don't think they should wait for others to serve them just because they're old, she says with admiration. They never let others do what they can do themselves. This spirit of self-reliance resonated deeply with Alice. She realized that the key to a long, healthy life was not simply about diet or exercise, but about maintaining an active and engaged lifestyle. The elders she met had a common thread: a cheerful and optimistic personality, a willingness to keep moving, and an appreciation for the small joys in life. Alice has integrated these lessons into her own routine. She exercises every day, no matter the weather. Whether it's cold, rainy, or scorching hot, she makes it a point to get outside and move her body. "I don't let myself sit still for too long," she says. "If I stay indoors, I start to feel like I'm wasting away. So I get up, go for a walk, and remind myself that life is meant to be lived." Her commitment to exercise isn't about vanity or trying to look younger. It's about staying strong enough to maintain her independence. Alice's goal is simple: to live her life on her own terms for as long as possible. Chapter 5. Longevity through mindset. A key aspect of Alice's approach to aging is her mindset. In her younger years, she admits that she was someone who would get stuck on minor details, allowing small problems to fester and affect her mood. But over time, she learned the value of maintaining a positive outlook. "I used to be someone who would let small things upset me," she says, her eyes thoughtful. "But now I've learned to stay cheerful, just like those long-lived elders I met." This shift in mindset has had a profound impact on her health. By letting go of stress and focusing on the positive aspects of life, Alice has found that her body follows suit. She believes that happiness and health are deeply connected, and she makes it a point to stay optimistic, even in the face of adversity. "I've seen my peers who aren't as healthy," she reflects. "They live irregular lives, don't eat well, don't sleep well, and rarely exercise. By the time they reach 70 or 80, they've lost their ability to live independently. I don't want to end up like that." For Alice, the prospect of losing her independence is far more frightening than the idea of aging or even dying. She's not afraid of death, but she fears the loss of control that comes with physical decline. "My goal is to stay healthy and live well into old age," she says with determination. If I can pass away peacefully in my sleep, that would be the ideal ending to a life well lived. Chapter 6. Financial Independence, a Matter of Boundaries. Many people might assume that living alone as an elderly person is a lonely, sad existence, but Alice feels quite the opposite. Health is everything, she says with conviction. An elderly person with a healthy body can enjoy a peaceful old age. But it's not just health that allows Alice to live independently. It's also her approach to financial independence. After her husband passed away, Alice made a conscious decision to live within her means. When her husband was alive, they lived comfortably on their combined pensions, even giving their son and daughter-in-law $600 a month to help with their mortgage. But when her husband passed, Alice sat her children down for an honest conversation. I told them, "Without your father, I can't afford to give you money every month anymore." They understood and told me not to worry about it. This decision to stop financially supporting her children was a difficult but necessary one. Alice realized that if she continued giving them money, it would affect her quality of life. She didn't want to risk her own health by cutting back on her nutrition or medical care just to continue helping her children financially. Instead, she focused on maintaining her health and living independently so that her children wouldn't have to worry about her. "I divided my pension into 3 parts," she explains. "One for daily expenses, one for bills, and one for savings. This way, I can live comfortably and not have to worry about my children taking care of me." Alice's approach to life has always been about balance. She believes that whether old or young, everyone should have a clear sense of boundaries. She encourages other elderly people to think of themselves first, to be a little selfish, as she puts it. If you don't take care of yourself, you'll end up living with pain. And if you live in pain, you'll end up being a burden to others. Chapter 7. Social Circles and Non-Interference. Another aspect of Alice's independence is her social life. While many elderly people rely on their children for companionship, Alice has cultivated her own social circle. She's surrounded by friends and neighbors who share her love of life and her desire to stay active. My son and daughter-in-law invite me over for meals sometimes, and I go when I feel like it. But if I don't feel like it, they understand. They call me a hedonistic old lady, but it's just a joke. They know I'm living a happy, full life. Alice enjoys her time with friends, whether it's playing cards, reminiscing about their youth, or simply enjoying a cup of tea together. Her social circle keeps her engaged and active, and she doesn't feel the need to rely on her children for companionship. "I never interfere in their lives," she says with pride. "They live their way, and I live mine." This philosophy of non-interference has allowed Alice to maintain a strong, healthy relationship with her children. She respects their independence just as they respect hers. Chapter 8. Embracing the present and letting go of the past. For Alice, living happily in old age means not dwelling on the past. She has learned to cherish the present, to appreciate each day for what it is. This mindset, she believes, is the key to her health and happiness. "I used to let small things get to me," she says, her eyes thoughtful. "But now I don't let anything ruin my mood. You can't change the past, so why let it affect you?" This philosophy has kept Alice's spirits high, even in the face of adversity. She shares a piece of advice she received from another elderly woman. "If you want to live well in old age, you have to pamper yourself. Let yourself be happy, and don't take anything too seriously." Alice has taken this advice to heart. She lives each day with joy, refusing to let regrets or negative thoughts weigh her down. For her, the secret to a happy old age is simple. Focus on the things that bring you happiness and don't dwell on the past. Chapter 9. Finding Fulfillment in Solitude. Alice's story is a testament to the power of independence, resilience, and self-reliance. She has created a life that is rich with meaning, filled with joy, and deeply fulfilling. Living alone has not diminished her quality of life. In fact, it has enhanced it. If you believe in yourself and your abilities, Alice says with a smile, you can face old age without fear. You can live a happy and meaningful life. Her journey, filled with lessons of independence and the quiet satisfaction of a life lived on her own terms, is an inspiring reminder that old age can be a time of great freedom, joy, and fulfillment. Embrace this new chapter with an open heart and adventurous spirit. Let the world witness the incredible power of living life on your own terms. If these stories inspire you and motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.